Hey everyone, and welcome. Let's talk about digital money. I mean, we use it for everything, right? That coffee you bought this morning, your train ticket, it's all digital. But there's this one huge weakness, a single point of failure that we all know about. So today we're going to dive into a really cool concept that might just fix it. Digital cash that works when you're completely offline. I mean, you know the feeling, right? You're at the front of the line, you pull out your phone to pay, and you see it. That dreaded no signal icon. And just like that, your fancy digital wallet is nothing more than a paperweight. It's kind of the Achilles heel of our entire modern financial system, isn't it? If the network goes down, our money just stops working. So this really breaks down the trade-off we've all kind of just accepted. On one hand, you've got digital payments, super convenient, super fast, but they're totally chained to a network. On the other hand, you've got good old physical cash. It works absolutely anywhere, anytime, it's resilient, but, it's bulky, it can get lost or stolen. So for years, the big question has been, can we somehow get the best of both worlds? Well, what if I told you there's a new proof of concept project that's trying to do exactly that, to bridge that gap between the slick convenience of digital and the tough resilience of cash? It's called the Amphibian wall. So what is this thing? Well, in a nutshell, Amphibian is a new kind of digital wallet. It's been designed from the ground up with one thing in mind, being offline first. That means you can send and receive money directly from your phone to someone else's without any internet, any Wi-Fi, any cell connection, none. Zero. At least not at the moment you make the payment. Okay, the best way to wrap your head around this is to think of it as true digital cash. See, what you have in your digital wallet right now, it's not really money. It's more like a pointer to the money in your bank. This is different. Amphibian is a secure token of value that actually lives on your device, just like a real $20 bill lives in your physical wallet. To really get how this works, let's actually follow a piece of this digital money on a little adventure. We're going to track 100 Indian rupees as it gets passed from person to person, all while they're totally off the grid. So our story starts with user A, who happens to be online right now. Before heading out where the connection is spotty, A decides to load up their wallet for offline use. They're going to create a 100 rupee offline voucher. And just so we're clear, this is the only part of the process that needs an internet connection. And check out how simple this is for the user. A just taps to confirm, maybe uses their fingerprint, and boom, that's it. We're talking 2 taps and their offline cash is locked, loaded, and ready to go. But behind that super simple action, there's some seriously powerful tech doing the heavy lifting. The phone's secure hardware signs the request. Then a smart contract locks the real 100 rupees and issues this unique signed token, an NFT voucher, that represents that money. This little voucher then gets sent back and stored safely right on A's phone. Okay, now for the cool part. A and B are together, but neither of them has any internet. Not a problem. A wants to pay B 50 rupees. They just use a direct phone-to-phone connection, like Wi-Fi Direct, to make the payment happen. So what's happening behind the scenes here is the absolute key. A's wallet doesn't need to call a bank or anything. It just takes its 100 rupee voucher and splits it into 2 50 rupee vouchers. It keeps one for itself and sends the other one over to B. At the same time, it creates this secure digitally signed receipt. They call it a custody chain, and a copy of that digital paper trail is saved on both phones. It's all about proof. But the journey's not over. Now user B, who is still offline, wants to pay user C that same 50 rupees. And just like you'd pass a physical banknote to someone, B can just transfer that digital voucher they got from A directly to C's phone. And this is where that custody chain thing becomes so important. The digital paper trail just gets a little longer. The chain of signatures is updated, proving without a doubt that C is now the new, legitimate owner of that 50 rupee voucher. All right, our little bit of digital cash is finally ready to come back online. A little while later, user C gets back into a Wi-Fi zone or gets a cell signal. The second that phone connects to the internet, the Amphibian wallet just springs to life all on its own to settle up. And how much effort does C have to put in? Get this. 0 taps. Nothing. The wallet automatically sends its proof to the smart contract, which checks the voucher's entire offline journey, and bam, deposits the 50 rupees right into C's account. It's completely seamless. So we've seen the what, but how does this all actually work? Let's take a quick peek under the hood at the 3 main things that make this whole system tick. First up is the NFT voucher. Now, don't get too hung up on the NFT part.
Just think of it as a unique, digitally signed IOU. It's basically a digital receipt that proves there's real money locked away in a vault, just waiting for whoever holds the voucher to come and claim it.
Next, you've got the Virtual Secure Element, or VSE. This thing is the key to keeping everything safe on the phone itself. The best way to think of it is like a tiny, tamper-proof digital vault that lives right inside your phone. It protects those offline vouchers and securely signs off on every single transaction. And finally, we have the custody chain. This is that unbroken digital paper trail we keep talking about. It's a verifiable log of every digital signature from every owner, proving the voucher's entire journey and who has the right to claim it at the end. Okay, the tech is really, really cool. I think we can all agree on that. But let's zoom out for a second. Why does this stuff actually matter? What real-world problems could this actually solve? Well, the potential impact here is just massive. For starters, it could be a total game changer for financial inclusion in places with bad or non-existent internet. It gives us a payment system that doesn't just die during a natural disaster or a network outage. It could even be a huge piece of the puzzle for future central bank digital currencies. Ultimately, it's about creating the first true digital version of cash.
And honestly, the creators put it perfectly themselves. Their goal is to deliver cash-like offline payments for digital currencies. And here's the really crucial part. They want to make sure it works on the cheap Android phones that billions of people around the world already have in their pockets.
So I guess that leaves us with one big question to chew on. We started this whole conversation talking about that gap between the easy convenience of digital money and the go-anywhere resilience of physical cash. So could a system like this, like Amphibian, finally be the tech that bridges that gap for good? It's a pretty exciting glimpse into the future of our wallets. Thanks so much for watching.